What's up, YouTube? Siegfried True Lane here, and today I'm going to talk about a video I posted back on July 9th, as well as two different form of comments on here that I want to reply to via video. Mostly because it's exhausting typing the same thing over and over and over again. Most of the comments on this video are actually from people who have some form of a brain cell. They're actually intelligent. But I swear there are two comments on here where people literally lack any form of brain cells. So let's talk about we're going to talk about the first one. This is probably going to be the longer one to explain. And that is simply how some people don't understand why you have to pay a sub fee, why you have to buy the expansion, and then why there's an in-game shop. So let's talk about this. And this could or could not apply to WoW. I don't know. I haven't played WoW in a while. And I don't know how WoW uses their in-game shop money. I don't know how that gets used. But we're going to talk about 14 specifically. Let's start with the expansion in the base game. That pays for the dev team. That pays for the composers. That pays for the illustrators, the artists. When you pay for the dev team, when you pay for an expansion, you're paying the dev team to do their job, which is to create the game. That's the point of it. And if you really think that the $40 or $60 we all pay is enough to cover the content we get now, multiple Savage raids, the LFR raids, the 24-man raids, which are higher quality now than they were in Crystal Tower, the ultimates, the fishing stuff we have, everything in the gold sauce to get. If you think all the content we get is that buying the expansion and the base game covers all of those costs, as well as making the company money, which has to happen, dude, you're special. And if you think that any company should be doing this for the fans only, that's ridiculous. It's a company. They have to make money. And if you're a type of person who thinks, well, they should be doing it for the fans, they're trying to make money, that's bad. Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. Companies need to make money. There's no point in a company existing if they're not going to make money. Square Enix has to make money. Now, I'm totally fine with a company making money as long as the content they're giving is relevant, good, and the cash shop is not a necessity. Let's talk about the sub fee. What does a sub fee cover? For those of you who don't understand this, this covers the network system. The system that keeps the game running. Your devs create the game. The network keeps it running. These are two completely different teams you have to understand. The networkers cannot create this game. The dev team cannot keep the game running. It's two different forms of training and expertise. Both go to university, but it's completely different expertise. Your network team has to be paid quite well, just like the dev team does, because they usually have a bachelor's or a master's, or even a doctorate in what they're doing. They had to learn a form of computer science. They had to learn a form of computer language, which is the equivalent of learning a second language. So if you really think that they should get the McDonald's wages, you're ridiculous. Both of these two teams are very expensive to pay. Not to mention, you have to cover actual building of data centers, physical construction of data centers, which is going to involve your network specialist, electricians, and construction teams, as well as buying the land you're going to build it on. Again, not cheap. You've also got to have the network team being able to have a defense section which protects the team from attacks, from cyber attacks. Your sub fee pays them and covers the cost of upkeeping the maintenance. Your expansion fee pays the dev team. Now, unless you want dry content due to a lack of money, then complain about the in-game shop. But the in-game shop literally adds more financial support for creating things in content. And anyone who's played since 2.0 knows that in Heaven's Ward and up, we have gotten so much more content in patches. Heaven's Ward was the first time that we got 2 different levels of raids. Heaven's Ward was the first time that, Stormblood, we got the ultimates. Shadowbringers, to be fair, Shadowbringers hit, and then we had a pandemic. And unless you're somebody who really cares more about your game than about the safety and stability of the company that is creating this game and the people that are really trying hard to devote it, well then, dude, personally, fuck you. That's all I'm saying, man. Fuck you. I love my game, but not more than the people who actually work hard to create it and make it run well. So yes, the cash shop does have a purpose, especially in 14, how it has actually been shown to increase the quality of the game. Now, it is true he said there would be no cash shop only minions, and there are a few minions and cosmetics and mounts that are cash shop only. The whale is, Ryan's outfit is, and I guess the Panda Cup is. Other ones, while not available in game only, are not. These include FanFest items such as Cloud's Bike and the Lunar Whale. It includes collector's edition mounts. Those are not cash shop only in the in-game cash shop. Those are actually special items that are thrown in the cash shop so you can get them still. I'm actually really happy that they throw the FanFest items in the cash shop, because that would mean the only way to get the Lunar Whale, which I really wanted, and Cloud's Bike, which I really wanted, would have to been to have the money at the point of the FanFest to be able to pay for it. They don't do that. Is it expensive? Yeah, the Lunar Whale, but it's also an 8-person mount. Now, let's talk about the other very dumb comment, and yes, I'm going to call them dumb, and that is the whole pay-to-win comment. I mean, if you consider Cloud's Bike pay-to-win because it's a faster speed, Lunar Whale because you can have 8 people in it, can't believe I'm about to say this, the retainer, the extra retainer, or boost pay-to-win, you are special. And I mean that in special needs. Because the reality of it is this. Let's look at the definition of pay to win before we go into these comments. I'm going to use 2 different definitions. This is from urbandictionary.com. Pay to win. Games that let you buy better gear or allow you to make better items than everyone else at a faster rate, and then makes the game largely, and here's the big one, unbalanced, even for people who have skill in the game without paying. This, by the way, is the best definition by far. Because this is exactly what pay to win means. If you played any game, any PvP game, or even an MMO, it's exactly what this is. For example, in Blade and Soul, certain abilities are locked to a little item you need to get. You need to get this item so you can unlock a skill. And it can take over a year to get, or you can buy the item and do a little gambling and maybe it drops. That's pay to win. We're talking a year of time being cut instantly to learn one skill. That is, by the way, a really good skill that you need. No skills in Final Fantasy XIV are locked to pay to win. You don't need to get a special item to do it. Let's look at the other definition, which is going to be the Macmillan Dictionary, which is a pretty good one. Pay to win. In online gaming, the practice of buying in-game items that give a player a very big advantage over others. Now, again, a very big advantage over others. And the way you look at things, it could be considered an advantage of certain aspects. But let's be honest. In 14, Cloud's Bike doesn't give you an advantage. Ooh, you go a little faster, though, even though you don't have the mount speed. But I think once you unlock the maps, the speed's the same. Nobody bought Cloud's Bike because it's faster. We bought Cloud's Bike because most people love Final Fantasy VII, and I personally wanted a motorcycle in game. I love motorcycles. That's one of my favorite mounts in WoW, is a motorcycle. Other than turning into a dragon, that's my second favorite. Turning into a dragon, it's pretty cool. Oh, and Hoodon's pretty cool. But the point being is that nobody bought the bike to go faster. That didn't give anyone this big advantage over other players. It's like, oh my goodness, you can get this fate before me, and now I can't get to the fate and do it. No. That's not how the game's even played. Hunts, too. Hunts are hunt trains. It's not like you're going to every hunt and getting there fast enough and killing it before anyone else can go it and going off on the other. No. That's not how it works. So, is the mount play to win? No. Right there, no. Lunar Whale. So you can carry your entire party. That's cool. That's awesome. But you know what? We got the 4-person car, which was free. And that's really all you need. Because the chance that you're with 7 people that can't mount... Most people have the car already. Let's talk about retainers. An extra retainer. I mean, unless you're already a big crafter, and that's what you do in game. But the fact is, that's still not pay to win. That just gives you more space that you need. I never need that space on my retainers. My retainers are fine. I have known crafters who needed the 3rd retainer, and they got the 3rd retainer. But it's not like it did help them clear the savage content or the ultimate content. Boosts. Let's talk about the boosts. Now, I personally don't like boosting or story skips. Personally, I don't like it. Personally, I'm against story skips, and I'm against boosting unless you have a class up to the level that you want to boost to. The only time I'm okay with a boost is if you want to actually go through the story with one of the characters that get unlocked in the future. Okay, then that's fine. All right, makes sense. You want to go through the story with this character. So let's say you boost to unlock Reaper. And then you go through ARR with Reaper because that's what you want to do. You go to New Game Plus and you play through all the stages. Totally cool, man. That makes 100% sense. But when you look at people who boost to get to endgame, just look at Quinn's, what is it, 69, 66, I don't know. Look at Quinn. He boosts, can't do the endgame content, get carried, and then talks about how bad the game is. That is what happens with the majority of people that boosts. They can't do endgame content because they're now trying to learn 10 mechanics at once instead of the 1 mechanics we learned. Turn 2 of Coil of Bahamut teaches you the virus mechanic, which you will see again in Sigmascape 3. You'll see it again. Can't remember the name of the boss, but you will see it again. It's the one before Kefka. These mechanics are taught to you in the fights before. So as you level, you learn them. You learn the stack mechanic. You learn the spread mechanic. You learn how, the fights go. And over time, if you've played Final Fantasy XIV from the beginning over time, you will see that it gets really, really difficult in content when you compare it to content for everybody to play. I'm not saying it's difficult compared to Savage or Extremes or Ultimates, but compared to content that everybody plays for casuals, it gets pretty hard. I've seen parties wipe in casual content because there is a difficult level to it. I had one of the comments said boosts are pay to win because you get 300,000 gold. Okay. Which is an advantage apparently, even though if you pay through to play through the story, you're going to have tombstones. You can get the 300, the ARR, the what is it, 130 gear, easily get the 130 gear without spending any money, and then have enough tombstones that when you hit level 60, you can get the max gear at level 60, and then by the time you hit level 70, you get the max gear at level 70, and by the time you hit level 80, you're going to have a couple million gil. So how is 300,000 gil at level 70 with, I think, the level 70 gear an advantage over someone who's going to have millions of gil when they play through the story, on top of experience and all the mechanics they're going to see in future fights? The person who boosts to level 70 might get there before the person going through the actual story. But the person who gets to the actual story at the end is going to have a much better time. And is going to be more experienced that when they get to the rating at 80, they're going to be able to do it much better. I'm not saying everybody who boosts, isn't going to be able to do it. I know my friend, she's boosted a couple alts up, and she researches the class, and she's fine. The fact is, if you boost it, you can be fine. But if you're boosting to skip story, you're not going to have a fun time. But either way, a boost does not give a big enough advantage. It literally is a time saver only. And unless you're spending a couple $100s to boost multiple characters up just to get your... like somebody said like they boosted alts and had enough to do their crafters to 80. I mean, first of all, you can do your crafters via beast tribes, which is really easy and really fast. Second, you spent that much money. let's find that comment. I just want to talk about that. I want to talk about that comment real quick. Give me a second here. Let's talk about this comment here. Let's see if I can find it again. Right here. It is arguable that skipping all the boring ass content, story content to clear endgame is pay to win. No, it's not. Skipping story content does not give you a large advantage over people with the story. But when I can boost 2 classes and MSQ for 1.5 milli and afford current crafted raid gear in the second week of raid, first week usually more, but I have bought it week 1 for 1 million gear near the end of the week, it definitely is pay to win. Okay, first of all, no. You don't get 1.5 million for 2 characters. It's 300,000. And even at 1.5 million. Most people who are at the end game naturally have that already. It doesn't give you an advantage over anybody who's playing the game. Let's take a look at advantages of pay to win. Look at Dragon Ball Legends is a great example. I can have, I've gone against several teams and get Dragon Ball Legends, this is why I don't play the game nor, where I literally had the advantage of the match, but because they had a full Zenkai 7 team, even though I had constant control of the match, I would hit them non-stop, and then they would 2-hit me and I would die. Okay? That is pay to win. This is not pay to win. You don't get an advantage where you have, okay, here it is. A less skilled player cannot pay for a boost and clear content that a more skilled player can. That's the reality of it. That is what pay to win means. Pay to win means is you can breach the gap between an unskilled player and a skilled player to a point where the skilled player is on par or past the skilled player. That is pay to win. The reason I'm responding to this by video is because I'm tired of typing the same thing over these people saying boost is pay to win. A boost does not bring an unskilled player to the level of a skilled player. I cannot do ultimates. I can't even do most of the savage, the savage raids, to be honest. If I had a team, I could get there. Maybe even ultimates. I don't know, though. I don't know if I like ultimates. I don't know if I have that much endurance. I like watching the ultimates. But the fact is, if I boosted a character up, which all my characters, by the way, granted naturally, but if I boosted a character, I wouldn't be able to automatically go into ultimate and clear ultimate. It wouldn't bring me to the same skill as people who are clearing savages. I can't boost a character and it breach the difference between me and Mr. Happy to where I'm clearing content with Mr. Happy. It can't happen. Pay to win is what that does. Pay to win is breaching the gap between skilled and unskilled players so that an unskilled player can compete with a skilled player by using real money. This is pay to win. In Blade and Soul, yes, because certain skills that are really powerful get unlocked by pay to win mechanics. Yes, 100%. That is pay to win. Minions, cosmetics, mounts, time skips are not pay to win. If you cannot understand what a basic mechanic of pay to win is, then you shouldn't even comment on pay to win. To be perfectly honest. A lesson for everybody on the line. If you don't know what something is, don't say your opinion on it. Because it just makes you sound like an idiot. And everyone who's posting in the comments of how boosts are pay to win, retainers are pay to win, mounts are pay to win, you just sound like an idiot. You really do. Now, does this mean you have to like the cash shop? No. Do you have to agree with boosts? I don't agree with boosts. I think boosts are a horrible implement of the cash shop, personally. I hate boosting. I hate the boosters. I hate the story skips. I personally hate them. But just because I hate them doesn't mean I'm going to call them pay to win. I hate them, I disagree with them, and I think they never should have been implemented. But it doesn't make it pay to win. And that's the reality of it. And I think most people hate boosting, hate the story skips. But no, it's not pay to win. They understand that. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know what else to say. But it's irritating me having to see all these comments on pay to win on something that's not pay to win. Mostly because I'm a person of intelligence. And I'm a person who likes people to actually have an intellectual conversation with facts and definitions versus not having them. Now, I do want to say one thing. I really am so happy that this video got so many views. Like, this is awesome. I like I think this is one of my biggest viewing ever. Like, look at I think this is one of my biggest viewed videos in a long time. Lots of comments, lots of likes. I really appreciate that. I think it's great. Actually, let's take a look. I want to take a look here. Because I think it's actually one of my biggest ones real quick. Let's take a quick look here. I really think this is one of my biggest videos, actually, oddly enough. Let's see. Views and comments. I wonder if it actually did it actually beat, so 14,000, did it actually beat one of my originals? My biggest one is always my Spell Timers one, so I wonder if it actually beats Spell Timers. I gotta go back for it. I don't get much views on my videos, you guys can see. Don't even know why I post them, but I post them anyways. Eventually I get one that makes a lot of views, and that always makes me feel good. Let's see, let's keep going down, keep going down. Where's my Spell Timers one? Boy. I gotta go a ways, man. Okay, let's see, about 250. I should be getting close there. It should only be a few more pages. Dude, that's just funny. This is like this is for my students, actually. I only have these for my class. I literally only posted these so that I could access them for my class easily. So it's kind of funny to get likes when I literally only post them for the purpose of my class. Dragon Ball Legends, man. Game's a freaking mess. Alright, I should become close. Wow! So this is now my current video that has actually posted more than anything else. That's actually quite cool. I can't believe it. Anyways, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoyed the content, please like and leave us, please leave a like and sub. Also, I do have a Twitch. I do Twitch on Twitch. It's usually more Genshin. I do want to try to keep as much, like at least one video a week. Because I work like a dog. 12, 14-hour days sometimes, guys. But anyways, I would really love, to try and get more into this. If there's anything you guys want to see, I'm going to be posting on it. I am waiting for the new job trailer video, and I'm going to be doing a react to that. But again, thank you so much for just watching the video and leaving a like. I mean, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And anyone who subscribes, I just got a new subscription. Which I want to read out real quick. Give me a second. I want to read this. I want to read this out real quick. A shout out to Asaya-san for the new subscribe. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.